Hello, A Day with Caleb, and today we are doing another movie themed video. We mentioned this a couple videos prior, but this will be blockbuster movies that steal the plot from another movie. And I recently learned that this is called a mockbuster. When you steal a plot from another movie, it's called a mockbuster. Heard of a mockumentary, never heard of a mockbuster. And then some call it a knockbuster. You're pretty much knocking off the other film, so knockbuster. Both both are interesting words to use, but we're going to dive into the knockbuster or mockbuster with this list of 20 potential movies that stole plots from other ones, and probably the two most famous are the first two. We get to the 1994 Disney classic, The Lion King, and that took heavy inspiration from Kimba the White Lion, which was in 1965, down to some of the same, pretty much the same shots in the movie they used in Lion King. If you don't believe me, I think there's on YouTube there's side-by-side comparisons of the two films with some exactly the same shots. Then probably the most famous for stealing plots is James Cameron's Avatar. It took heavy inspiration from Dances with Wolves, and probably the one I associate it with the most is Ferngully. It took heavy inspiration from those. And then Star Wars The Force Awakens, pretty much a beat for beat remake of Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope. Back then it was just called Star Wars. So both mirror images of the same, one's better. Although I do like Force Awakens, maybe not so much the sequels that followed The Force Awakens, but I really did enjoy The Force Awakens. My only critique would be I wish Mark Hamill would have joined Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher for a reunion. Obviously, they didn't know that Carrie would pass during the filming of the next movie, but we'd like to see all three on the big screen together one last time, but that, of course, didn't happen, but that's alright. Toy Story, Pixar, it wasn't Disney yet, Disney didn't own it, took inspiration from another Disney animated movie, The Brave Little Toaster, which has two sequels. Comment down below what titles those sequels are. pretty fun titles. Then Raiders of the Lost Ark drew heavy inspiration from The Secret of the Incas. It also took inspiration from the old serial films back in the day. Thor took inspiration from the Iron Giant, and even in Thor there is an iron metal giant, so that's a neat little tie-in. Transformers took inspiration from Gremlins. You probably didn't think that would be on the list, but it is. And this is another one that's kind of an interesting one. The Hangover took inspiration from Clue, the movie. Think about that one. That one's interesting. Clue, one of my all-time favorite comedies and one of the best comedies ever created. Up there with Meet the Parents, Planes, Trains, right there. It's in my top 5 movies ever. Clue, the movie. So that's neat. Another classic, not the first one, Barbed Wire, but that took inspiration from an all-time classic, Casablanca. Here's looking at you, kid. Then Inception took inspiration from this foreign film, Paprika. I'm probably not saying that right. Paprika. Go look it up. I need to watch it because it looked interesting, the poster. Body Double took inspiration, of course, from, they say Vertigo, but I would probably put Rear Window in there too. I would think Rear Window more than Vertigo, but it had Vertigo on the list, but I would kind of slash in Rear Window as well. A Fistful of Dollars took inspiration from Yo Jimbo. And again, I need to look into these foreign films. They look interesting. And I do like foreign films, even if you have to turn on subtitles. I enjoy, I have a whole foreign section that obviously they don't speak English in the film. And you turn on subtitles, but those are pretty neat. Do you enjoy subtitle films, or are you all English all the time? All film is subjective. Some people have their preferences, but I like to pop on a foreign film now and again, just to see a movie without kind of listening to it, if that makes sense. You read the screen, you look at the visuals of the story to kind of understand what the plot is, what the movie's about. Then we get to Alien, and that took inspiration from It, the Terror from Space. Also a pretty cool movie back in the day. Hunger Games took heavy inspiration. I won't say full inspiration, but I think the writer of the books, is it Susan? Not Susan Boyle. Comment her name down below. It's right there. I can't think of it. But it took heavy inspiration from Battle Royale. And there's 2 of Battle Royale, 4 of Hunger Games. They took the last book and split it into 2 parts, just like Harry Potter did. Maybe not as effective as Harry Potter, Hunger Games, doing the 2 parts. But Battle Royale, that talking about foreign films, that's a great kind of the government forcing these kids to to fight each other. And they have these collars. It blew me away the first time. And then the last 2, of course, meet the kind of games master, or, the person in charge of the Royale. Cars took inspiration from Doc Hollywood. That's a great Michael J. Fox movie. Lockout took inspiration from Escape from New York. Reservoir Dogs took inspiration from City on Fire. Star Wars, I assume the first one, A New Hope, Episode 4, took inspiration from The Hidden Fortress, and I definitely have to check that one out. I've heard a lot good things about it. The Island, 2009, took inspiration from parts The Clonus, and that looks like a good film. I've never heard of it, but the poster alone, it looks like a good one. Then, of course, Fast and the Furious, one of the more famous examples, took heavy inspiration from Point Break. So that was the list today. If you liked it, like the video. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. If you're not new, share with a movie lover. And until next time, keep collecting.